Hello friends, this is Hasiba. Welcome to today's session on 3D viewing. Right, so from today onwards we'll be starting our fourth module. So under fourth module, the first we'll be studying about two different concepts, that is 3D viewing and visible surface detection methods. Visible surface detection is also called as hidden surface elimination. Right, so that means we'll be detecting only those part of the surface which we want to see. That is why it is called as visible surface detection. Right, first let us understand what is the concept of 3D viewing. So we have already seen what do we mean by two-dimensional viewing, that is viewing with respect to two dimensions, that is x and y dimension is called as two-dimensional viewing. Right, so the next concept what we have is three-dimensional viewing. So in three-dimensional viewing we'll be considering all the three dimensions, that is x dimension, y dimension and z dimension. Right, so the 3D viewing process is actually more complex than the 2D viewing process, because whenever I view an object in terms of 3D, right, so that object I am viewing in terms of three dimension, but when I have to convert or I have to take a picture of that particular object and see on a monitor screen, right, so we know that our screen coordinates or device coordinates are with respect to two dimension. Right, so that means I have to convert a 3D coordinate to a 2D coordinates. Right, so that is why we say the 3D viewing process is more complex than the 2D viewing process. In 2D viewing, right, so in 3D, in three-dimensional viewing we have a 3D window coordinates, whereas the two-dimensional viewport coordinates, and the objects in the world coordinate have to be clipped against the window and they have to be then transformed into the viewport for the display. Right, so that means I'm seeing my 3D object in the world coordinate which is clipped against the window coordinates, and then they have to be transformed into the viewport coordinates for display. So the complexity is added in three-dimensional viewing because of the added dimension, right? So the added dimension here is the z-axis, and the fact that even though the objects are three-dimensional, but the display devices are only two-dimensional. So the mismatch between the 3D objects and the 2D displays is compensated by introducing the projections, right? So here we are introducing a new concept which is called as a projection, right? So that an object which is in three-dimensional, I can project it onto a two-dimensional display device. Right, so what is projection? Projection is nothing but the transformation of a 3D object into a 2D projection plane. So the next concept what we are studying is the 3D viewing pipeline. Right, so in the 3D viewing pipeline, right, as I've already said, the object what we are viewing is in three dimension. Right, so we say it is in the modeling coordinates. Right, so I have to convert the modeling coordinates into world coordinates. Right, so we are by applying the modeling transformation. So once I get the world coordinates, this world coordinates has to be converted head into viewing coordinates. These are viewing coordinate, they have to be converted into viewing coordinates by applying the viewing transformation. Right, so now these viewing coordinates which are in terms of three dimension have to be projected onto a on a two-dimensional display device. Right, so in order to convert the 3D viewing coordinates into projection coordinates, we will be using the projection transformation. So now the projection coordinates whatever we have got, which are in terms of two dimension, we have to normalize them. Right, so in order to normalize the projection coordinates, I'll be applying the normalization transformation and also clipping. Right, so and finally the normalized coordinates will be converted into display coordinates by having the viewport transformation. Right, so this is how the 3D viewing concept works. Right, so we start with the modeling coordinates, we convert the modeling into world coordinates which are in 3D, again world to viewing coordinates xv, yv and zv. The viewing coordinates are also in 3D, that is viewing in, we are viewing it in terms of 3D. Right, so that is why we have xy, xv that is view in x dimension, yv that is view in y dimension, and zv which is view in z dimension. Then finally that particular viewing coordinates we have to convert it into two-dimensional coordinates by using the projection transformation. Right, so now the one which is in terms of 2D, I will normalize first, then I will apply the clipping. Right, so and finally I'll be converting the normalized coordinates into device coordinates by having the viewport transformation. So next concept is specifying an arbitrary 3D view. Right, so when we are viewing a 3D object, we can view the object from the top, we can view the object from the front, we can view the object from the side, right, we can view the object from behind. There are different views of an object, therefore it is necessary for us to choose a particular view for a picture by first defining a view plane. Right, so say for example, I want to see the top view of the object means, then I have to define my view plane as the top view plane, right? So if I have to see the front view of the object, then I have to define my view plane as the front view plane. So what is this view plane? So a view plane is nothing but the film plane in a camera which is positioned and oriented for a particular shot of the scene, right? Say for example, I want to take a picture of a car, right? So a car is a three-dimensional object. If I want to take the front picture of the car, right, so then I will take my camera, that is my mobile phone or any camera, mobile camera, right? So I will take that particular camera and I will fix it to the front view plane, right? So then I say my camera screen or my mobile screen, right? So it is my camera screen is the view plane. If I have to see the, I have to take the picture of the object from the side, right? So then I will place my view plane to the side, right? So like this, we say that the view plane is nothing but the film plane in the camera, which is basically positioned and it is oriented. Oriented means it can be moved so that I can take a particular shot of a picture or particular shot of a scene, right? So the world coordinate position in the scene, right? So because the scene is three-dimensional, so the world coordinate positions in the scene, they have to be transformed to the viewing coordinates, right? So then the viewing coordinates have to be projected onto the view plane. So consider a right-handed viewing coordinate system, right? So we have our right-handed coordinate system where I will take my thumb as the z-axis, right? So my forefinger as the y-axis and my middle finger as my x-axis, right? So this is my middle finger, which is the x-axis, my forefinger, which is my y-axis, and this is my thumb, which is the z-axis. So I'm considering a right-handed coordinating system, right? So any picture is actually modeled in terms of world coordinates, which I have to convert it to viewing coordinates, right? So in the world coordinate, I'll be having xw, yw, and zw. This has to be transformed into viewing coordinates, which are xv, yv, and zv, right? So we have to consider few parameters here. So the first parameter what we will be considering is the view reference point. So what is this point? This point is nothing but the center of our viewing coordinate system. For example, if I take the object, this object is a cube, right? And I want to take the picture of this particular cube by using my camera, right? So this camera will be my view plane, right? So and I am fixing one point. That means I'm focusing at one particular point. So this point I call it as the view reference point, right? So this point is nothing but the center of our viewing coordinate system. So this point is often chosen to be close or close to or to on the surface of some object in a scene, right? So its coordinates. So the view reference point coordinates are represented in terms of the world coordinates, right? So that is why for the view reference point we will be having xw, yw, and zw, right? So its coordinates, the view reference point coordinates are xw, yw, and zw. The next viewing parameter what we are considering is the view plane normal vector, right? So what is this normal vector? This normal vector is nothing but a perpendicular line which is drawn from that particular view reference point onto the view plane, right? So this is my view plane. So I am drawing a line which is perpendicular to that particular view plane, right, from the view reference point. So this is my view plane normal vector n, right? So this normal vector, it is in the direction which is perpendicular to the view plane, and it is defined as the direction on x normal, direction x normal vector, it is direction y normal vector, and it is direction z normal vector. We know that the view plane is the film in the camera, and we are focusing the camera towards the view reference point, right? So this means that the camera is pointed in the, it is pointed in the direction of the view plane normal vector, right? So this is the relationship between view reference point, view plane normal vector, and the view plane, right? So the next the view plane normal vector, it is a directed line segment from the view plane to the view reference point, right? So one more parameter which is considered for viewing is view distance, right? So what is the view distance? View distance is nothing but the distance between the view reference point and the view plane, right? So the distance of the view plane normal vector, right? So the distance of the view plane normal vector measuring from the view reference point to the view plane, right? So this particular distance we call it as the view distance. So this tells how far the camera is positioned from the view reference point, right? So if at all the camera is very near, says for example somewhere here it is there, that means the distance is less distance between the view reference point and the view plane. If at all the camera is placed at a very far position, then there is a huge, then the distance is very large between the view reference point and the view plane. So this is view distance, right? So it tells how far the camera is positioned from the view reference point, right? So in other words, we can say that a view plane is positioned view distance away from the view reference point in the direction of the view plane normal, right? So what we are telling that the view plane is positioned view distance away. It is placed at a view distance away from the view reference point. From the view reference point, the view plane is positioned view distance away in the direction of the view plane normal, right? So these are the different viewing parameters which will be used in three-dimensional viewing, right? So the first parameter is view reference point, right? So this is the point in terms of the world coordinate, which is the center of the object, right? So or it can be on the surface of the object, right? So next we have the view plane. What is this view plane? This is the camera screen, is called as the view plane. What is view distance? View distance is nothing but the distance between the distance of the camera from the view reference point, that is view distance. What is view plane normal vector? View plane normal vector is a line which is perpendicular to the view plane, right? And it is drawn from the view reference point. As we can see here, the view reference point is in terms of world coordinates. So we have xw, yw and zw as the coordinates for view reference point, right? And we have one more point here on the view plane. So this particular point will have the coordinates as xv, yv and zv because it is the point on the view plane. So we have the world coordinate system which we use to model our object, and we have view plane coordinates which are attached to the view plane, right? So it is possible to obtain the different views by rotating the camera about the view plane normal vector and keeping the view reference point and the direction of the normal vector fixed, right? So that means I can obtain the different views of the object, right? Say for example, my object is a cube, right? So I can take different pictures of the cube by rotating the camera. By rotating the camera, keeping the view reference point fixed and the view normal fixed, right? So from the same distance only I can take different pictures of that particular object, right? So keeping view reference point fixed and the direction of the normal vector fixed. This is called as rotating the view plane. We can also view an object by changing the view plane vector, right? So that means whether I want to view from the top view, right? Whether I want to view from the front view, whether I want to view from the side view, or whether I want to view from the behind view, right? So these are the different viewing positions of the view vector, right? So if I see a cup, this is a three-dimensional object. If I see a cup from the front, right? So then this is the view. If I see it from the side, then I can view the cup completely, right? If I see from behind, then I'll be getting only a line like this, right? And this is my view up vector, right? So this is the way how I am viewing that particular object. So far we have discussed about what do we mean by three-dimensional viewing, right? So what is 3D viewing pipeline, and what are the different parameters which are used in terms of 3D viewing, right? So that is, we will be using our view reference point, we are using view distance, we are using view plane a normal vector, and we have the view plane, right? So the next topic what we have is transformation from the world coordinate to viewing coordinates, right? So now I have to convert the object description from world coordinates to viewing coordinates, right? So the conversion of object description from world coordinates to viewing coordinates, it is achieved by the following transformation sequence, right? So what are the different transformations we apply, right? Say for example, consider here, this is the original position, right? So here I have my view plane. Now I have to apply the I have to change this from world coordinates to view coordinates. So what we do is, I will consider one reference point, right? So first I will perform the translation, right? I will translate such that this particular point coincides with the origin. So the first step is translation. Once I perform translation, then what I have to do? I have to do rotation. I have to do rotation such that my xv, right? So xv comes, I have to perform x-axis rotation, I have to perform y-axis rotation, and I have to perform rotation along z-axis, right? So that my viewport coordinates will be transformed into world coordinates will be transformed into view coordinates, right? So like this we have to do. So in order to do that, what we do here is, the first step is translation. Translate the view reference point to the origin of the world coordinate system. So translate the view reference point. So this is my view reference point. Translate it to the origin of the world coordinate system. Next is apply the rotation so that I can align the xv, yv and zv axis with the world coordinates which are xw, yw and zw axis, right? So we have to apply the rotation so that I can align the axes in such a way that xv is aligned along xw axis, yv is aligned along yw axis and zv is aligned along zw axis. So the viewpoint which is specified at a world position, it can be translated, right? So how to do the translation matrix, right? So we know that the translation matrix is 1 0 0, right? So the translation value here is, the translation value what we have here is nothing but we are translating about a particular point, right? So the point is what? The point is our view reference point, which is xp, yp comma zp. So I have to do translation along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, right? So it is inverse translation because I'm making that particular point to come back to my origin, right? So that's why I will take the translation along minus xp, minus yp and minus zp, right? So this is written in terms of row. So if I write it in terms of column, right? So just to transform this, I will get it as 1 0 0 minus xp, 0 1 0 minus yp, 0 0 1 minus zp and 0 0 1. This is my inverse translation, right? So once I perform inverse translation, what I have to do? I have to align all the three axes into the world coordinate axis, right? So for alignment of the three axes, we require the three coordinate axis rotation, that is rotation along x-axis, rotation along y-axis and rotation along z-axis, right? So depending on the direction what we choose for our normal vector. So if n is not aligned, we can align the viewing and world coordinate system with the transformation sequence of rx, ry and rs, the rz. That is, first we have to rotate around the world, so, such that I will bring my xw, right? So such that I will bring my xv to xw, then I have to bring my yv to yw, then I have to bring my zv to zw axis, right? So this is the final transformation, right? So the composite transformation matrix for transformation from world coordinates to view coordinates is translation, right? Then I have to perform the rotation along x-axis, rotation along y-axis and rotation along z-axis. You can also define this composite transformation matrix. I can also write it as here Tx Tc is equal to, I can also write it here as a Tc is equal to translation into rotation along x-axis, rotation along y-axis, rotation along z-axis, right? So there is another way to, in order to generate the composite rotation matrix, right? So in order to generate the composite rotation matrix, we can calculate, right, by applying the can be generated by calculating unit vectors, right, which is u, v and n vectors, right? So what is this u, right? Say for example we have n is our normal which is drawn perpendicular to the view plane, right? So then we have the v vector, it is basically called as the view up vector. The v vector is called as the view up vector, right? So by combining the normal and the view vector, right, so I can obtain one more vector which is called as my u vector, right? So by combining the view up vector and my normal, I can obtain one more vector which is u vector, right? So this particular vector is perpendicular to both n and v. This particular vector is perpendicular to both n and v, right? So as we can see here, my normal vector is along the z view axis. This is my normal, and this is my view up vector, right? So because I'm viewing from this particular position, so this will be my normal to the view plane, and this is my view up vector, that is my v vector, which is along the y view axis, right? So then this particular vector, the third vector what we have, that is called as my u vector, which is perpendicular to both n and v. So this is zv, whatever we have this in this direction, this is my n vector. Yv direction, I have my view up vector, which is my capital V, and here what I am getting one more vector. This vector is perpendicular to both my n my n and v vector, right? So since it is perpendicular to both n and v vector, I can define it as u is equal to v cross n, right? So or it is magnitude of v cross n, right? So v cross n, this is n1 n2 n3. n1 n2 n3 means a normal vector in the direction of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. You can also write it as nx comma ny comma nz, right? So u is equal to v into n, right? So which we are getting it as u1, u2, u3, right? So u1 is nothing but the nothing but in the direction of x-axis, right? So I can write it as ux, uy, and uz, right? So finally, the I can obtain my transformation. Sorry, I can obtain my rotation matrix like this, right? So I will have my rotation matrix which is equal to ux, because u1, u2, u3 is nothing but 1, 2, 3 is nothing but my three direction, right? So x-axis direction, y-axis, and z-axis direction. So I can say that my composite rotation matrix R is equal to ux, uy, uz, right? So this is vx, vy, vz, and this is nx, ny, nz, right? So followed by 0, 0, 1. This is 0, 0, 1, right? So this is the homogeneous representation of my rotation matrix, right? So then the composite transformation matrix can be obtained by the product of this rotation matrix along with the translation matrix, right? So we have already defined the translation matrix here, right? So I can multiply this translation matrix with my composite rotation matrix, right? So that I will get the final composite matrix for my window, for my world part, for the I'll get the composite matrix for the transformation from the world coordinates to view coordinates. Thank you.